Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining Parkinson Voice Project for today's online Speak Out Home practice session. My name is Samantha Allenderry. I'm a speech language pathologist and the founder of Parkinson Voice Project. I'm here to help you establish and maintain a consistent Speak Out home practice routine. Today's topic, we're going to talk about aquariums. Everybody say that with intent. Aquariums. Now, every time you speak, I want you speaking out. So project your voice over your computer. Ready? Aquariums. And now you say that by yourself with intent. Every syllable with intent. We're talking about aquariums, and then somebody asked me to explain the difference between the Lee Silverman voice treatment, often referred to as the loud program, and Speak Out. So I'm going to answer that question at the end of today's 20-minute practice session. Go ahead and take a sip of water. You see the beautiful flowers behind me. The arrangement in the front is from Beatrice and Jim from Pittsburgh, and then the arrangement in the back is from my son and daughter-in-law. My kids came over. I have two children, Joseph and Hannah. They're both married, and we have baby Harvey, and they brought lunch over after church for my birthday, so that was really nice. I hope you had a good weekend. I hope that you will chat and tell us what you did with intent over the weekend. If you're new to these sessions, if you're on our website, you can chat. It says type in your nickname. Just type in your name and where you're from, just your first name and where you're from, and the chat is pretty neat. All right, first Speak Out exercise, the warm-up. Lift your voice and speak out. Ready? May, me, my, mo, moo. Every syllable with intent. Ready? May, me, my, mo, moo. Up and over. Again. May, me, my, mo, moo. Again. May, me, my, mo, moo. You probably noticed that I had to take a breath in there, and that's fine. Just speak out. When you feel the sounds coming to the back of your throat, you need to take a quick breath, but don't think about the breathing. Just tell yourself, I have to speak out. One more time. May, me, my, mo, moo. Very nice. Let's all take a sip of water with intent. That means to be purposeful and deliberate. With Parkinson's, you need to be purposeful and deliberate in everything that you do. When you are purposeful and deliberate, you are activating a part of your brain that is not as dependent on dopamine. Okay. Next exercise, the ah. Deliberately open your mouth wide and project that ah forward. Here we go. Ah. You never want to punch the ah, so it's never ah, nothing like that. You kind of let it glide out, but it's got to be in a strong voice. Let's try it again. Good. Let's do it again. Again. We hold hold it a maximum of 10 seconds. Don't worry if you can't hold it that long. The main thing is that you produce a sound that is nice and strong and clear. It's got to be clear. If it's not, try to project out, reach out a little bit more and see if the voice will clear up. A lot of times with Parkinson's, it will, as long as you're projecting forward. Let's do one more ah. Ah. Good. Let's all take a sip of water with intent. I look forward to reading the comments in the chat that where you're going to tell me what you did last weekend with intent. Speak out exercise number 3, the glides. Project an ah forward and then slowly glide up. Here we go. Ah. Ah. Good. Let's do it again. Stop. Close your mouth. Good. Try to get as many little notes in there as you can. Let's do it again. You are in control. You are being deliberate, okay? When we glide to the top and then we stop, that's activating the intentional motor system. Let's do one more with intent. Stop. Deliberately keeping our mouth open the whole way through. Take a sip of water and then we'll move on to the next exercise. All right, next exercise is the counting. It seems so simple, this exercise, but what it's really doing is re-coordinating the breathing pattern. It's the coordination of the breathing that really is the main problem with Parkinson's, but we don't think about the breathing. We think about speaking out. So lift every number and project it over your computer. 1, 2, 3, and reach for every last number. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now backwards. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, now 1 to 6, 7 to 12. Take a breath whenever you need to. All right, keep the sound in front of you. Do not let it go back here. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. when you give the last number of each line a little, not push, because we don't want to push, but reaching out, you contract the breathing muscles more, and that's good. So always reach for the end. Reach for the end of each line, reach for the end of each exercise when you're doing it, reach for the end of every sentence you speak, even when you walk. You are reaching to the destination you're going to, never looking down. That can cause you to have that fascination. You're looking out, you're looking at the car, you're looking at the door, wherever you're going, that's where you're looking, and you're walking with intent. Take a sip of water. Apply intent to everything that you are doing. It will make such a big difference in your life. We're moving on to the reading. The topic that Lisa chose for today is aquariums. Let's read these sentences with intent. When we read, we're using high energy. It's almost like we're on top of a mountain, okay? It should not sound like regular conversation. If it sounds like regular conversation, you will not be exercising the muscles enough, okay? Speak out. Ready? June is National Zoo and Aquarium Month. Again, June is National Zoo and Aquarium Month. Next, the Monterey Bay Aquarium is in California. Stretch out those highlighted words again. The Monterey Bay Aquarium is in California. Our voices are going forward. Ready? The Shed Aquarium is in Chicago. Again, the Shed Aquarium is in Chicago. Are you using enough intent? Next, the Ripley's Aquarium of Canada is in Toronto. Are you stretching out the vowels for the highlighted word? Let's read the sentence again. The Ripley's Aquarium of Canada is in Toronto. Next, some aquarium animals are penguins and sharks. Again, some aquarium animals are penguins and sharks. I'm having you exaggerate some of the words to force you to use intent. Ready? There are also turtles, fish, and seahorses. Again, there are also turtles, fish, and seahorses. Okay, take a sip of water. I am getting a good vocal workout. You should be too. You should feel it. All right, I want you to name the animal with intent, okay? And make up a sentence, like a fact that you know about the animal, okay? Name the animal first, then a fact. Go ahead, with intent. We are working on thinking and speaking out. Name the animal and then name a fact. Make up a sentence, okay, with a fact about this animal. How about this one? Name it and make up a sentence. State a fact with intent. Name it and state a fact. Use your very best voice, like your life depends on it. Next one, name it and state a fact in your best voice. Beluga whale. Did anybody know that? How about this one? Name the animal and state a fact. Naming pictures, describing pictures, thinking of facts. These are great ways to transition your speak out voice, right? Your intentional voice from reading to conversation. Go ahead and name this and state a fact. All right, we're going to do Dr. Boone's words. Every syllable with intent. Exaggerate the G's, the K's, and the NG's. Here we go. Gula ganga ga. Gula ganga ga. The next one. Kukamanguka. Kukamanguka. Every syllable with lots of intent. Gangla. Gangla. Next one. Kukla. Exaggerate. Kukla. Very nice. Take a sip of water. We are going to read our bonus reading now, and then I'm going to answer a question that came in. They asked me the difference between the loud program and speak out, and there are some very specific differences. I think you'll be interested in that, so stay on. We might go a little bit longer than 20 so I can answer the question. But here is the bonus reading. We're going to learn about blue whales. For this, I want you to read it as if you're making a big announcement. Throw your voice across the room. This should be much more intentional and stronger than regular conversation. Here we go. The blue whale is one of the loudest animals on Earth. By some accounts, it can produce the loudest sustained sounds in the animal kingdom at 188 decibels when individuals call out to each other from hundreds of miles away. A shout across the open ocean. Keep an eye out for a high vertical eruption of water. The blue whale's spout looks like an exploding fire hydrant. I want you to start with keep an eye out. It is so important that you're using a lot of intent. Ready? Keep an eye out for a high vertical eruption of water. The blue whale's spout looks like an exploding fire hydrant. Okay. Before I answer the question, I hope you'll stay on because I think you'll be interested to know the difference. I do want to thank everybody who has already made a donation to our June challenge. Parkinson Voice Project has until June 30th. This is pretty quick. Only until June 30th to raise $250,000, and then one of our families is going to contribute an additional $100,000. So a lot of donations came in over the weekend. Thank you very much. And for the rest of you, if you will check out our donate page, and it does tell you what we're spending the money on. So if you haven't gone to the donate button, I will have Beth post that so you can look at it. We're very transparent, and if you're new to these exercises, we raise money in June and the end of the year. We don't ask you for money all year round. Okay, I want to answer this question. It says, my doctor referred me to the Loud program earlier this year for 4 weeks. After completing that program, I found the Parkinson Voice Project. I noticed it is different from the Loud program, and I was wondering if you could explain the differences between the two. I noticed that you don't emphasize the breathing and voice volume as the Loud program does. I really enjoy your daily exercises as they help me to be more consistent in my exercising. Okay. So the Lee Silverman voice treatment was developed in 1983. And there are some very distinct differences between the Loud program, or called LSVT. They refer to it as the Loud program, or Speak Out. Here I'm going to tell you 4 big differences. Number 1, LSVT Global is a for-profit company, and Parkinson Voice Project is a nonprofit company. The Loud program is based on loud, thinking loud. When you think you're loud, it'll sound normal. Whereas Parkinson Voice Project follows Daniel R. Boone's teachings. So the exercises are based on Dr. Boone's textbook that he wrote in 1971 for how to help people with Parkinson's. And he is the one in the 1950s, actually, who came up with intent. So loud is one way to activate the intentional motor system. But what I found, because I conducted LSVT, or the Loud program, at first, okay? But what I found is that people really didn't want to be loud. They considered loud to be a negative word, and that discouraged them from doing it. But when I met Dr. Boone and he taught me all about intent, then intent is wonderful. Intent is not necessarily loud. You can speak with intent in a soft voice if you need to. And you can speak with intent in a stronger voice. You can walk with intent. You can eat with intent. You can do everything with intent. So that is one reason we developed Speak Out. But the LSVT is loud. The other thing is that LSVT requires 16 individual, 16 one-hour sessions. Okay, 16. 4 days a week for 4 weeks. We do not do that with Speak Out. Most of our patients reach their goals in 8 or 9 therapy sessions, coming twice a week. So the schedule is a lot easier, and since the pandemic, when we could offer these home practice sessions, patients are learning their exercises faster. They're not requiring as much therapy. They're not using up as much of their Medicare funding. And that is so important because most of you need both physical therapy and speech. So it is key that we don't want you to use more money on speech than you need to, so that you have more insurance coverage for the physical therapy. But the Loud program, even to this day, insists, it's mandated, that every person has to have 16 one-hour therapy sessions, and we just don't agree with that. The biggest difference between the two programs is that we have very high emphasis on maintenance. People with Parkinson's, when they use intent, even if it's loud, if it's big, if it's, being deliberate, you're going to make progress in therapy. To be honest, the first part of the therapy is not the hard part. The hard part is maintaining it. Once you go through Speak Out, you have to do it for life. With the Loud program, there is not maintenance like there is with Speak Out. So what do we have for maintenance? We created a workbook. We provide the workbook to anybody with Parkinson's. If you're in the U.S., we mail you a hard copy. You also have a copy to the e-library that has all of our workbooks and our flashcards in it. And no matter where you are in the world, you have access to the e-library. We also have groups. Once somebody finishes one-on-one therapy, they attend groups. I'm not talking about y'all practicing with me online. I'm talking about you would be in a group with maybe 10 other people who have gone through the program, and you're meeting every week. That is a very important part of our program. We also have a singing program. That's another way of helping people to maintain their voices. So those are the big differences. And I do want to clarify one thing. It says, your program, Speak Out, does not emphasize breathing and voice volume as the Loud program. I do want to tell you that the Loud program, it does not focus on breathing either. If a therapist was doing that, they were doing it the wrong way. Any program with Parkinson's, whether it's loud or speak out, should never focus on breathing. That is old speech therapy. So if a therapist was doing that, it's not right. The other big thing I want to tell you is, as we are expanding the program, okay, teaching more therapists how to do speak out, we have to make sure that the quality of the treatment is very good. And so we place high emphasis on training. We train graduate students for free. The Loud program charges $300 per student. In fact, they will not allow graduate students to do the program if they don't pay the $300. If for all of our grant sites, we provide free training to all the students because we want the students to learn how to do the program the right way. Okay, but in general, loud will work, loud will work, but it's just different from speak out, all right, and hard to maintain. All right, thank you for joining me today. Have a great day. I hope that answered your question. Feel free to send other questions to intent@parkinsonvoiceproject.org, and I'm happy to answer as many as I can. All right, bye-bye.